we have the Pledge of Allegiance. I will lead. Jeff is not here.
Soccer game.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The meeting of the Park Board of the City of Connersville, Indiana is now in session. Please turn your cell phone ringers off. Roll call, please.
Jen Barrett,
Here.
Jeff Cooley, Sharon McQueen,
Here.
Scott Kiefaber,
Here.
Dane Washua,
Here.
Ann Kirshner.
Here.
The reading of the minutes of the August 26th, 2019 meeting. Any additions or corrections?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say. Motion passed. New business, tennis court resurfacing.
We are finally moving forward with the tennis courts. Exciting news. You guys should have in front of you a layout as well as a proposal from Leslie Coatings. It's taken a while to get to this point just because of trying to get all the measurements correct, trying to work with the space we have, trying to make everything regulation for pickleball. But I think we finally reached the point where we're ready to go. The maintenance staff took the posts out last week, and we have filled those with cement. So the timeline at this point is we'll be having 6 pickleball courts instead of 4. So we are able to fit those in. The X's that you see are the light poles that are in the center of the court. So we'll have 2 tennis and 6 pickleball. There will be a 5-foot fence running in between the pickleball courts, and then a fence running in between, separating pickleball from tennis. And we'll be adding gates so people don't have to jog around the tennis court. And then this section of gate over here, the short side of the tennis court, will also be replacing that because it's in really bad condition. So what we're going to do first is take the fence down on this side, and that will let Hoskins Paving come in and pave. He did provide the lowest bid at $32,000 to pave the courts, and he was also generous enough to donate all the fencing. He had a lot of 5-foot fence that he wasn't going to be using, and instead of turning it in for money, the metal place, he asked the park if we could use it, and so that was, we thought, really generous. Nice. So Leslie Coatings is the proposal that I need your okay on this evening. This is the same company that finished the high school courts. They're really one of the very few places that does this in the area. I found one other place, and they did not respond to my request for a proposal. So and Leslie Coatings also did the brand new courts over in Wayne County too. So I'm confident they'll do a good job. After we pave, we're hoping to pave the first 2 weeks of October. Then the courts will sit until spring, and we will be on the list for Leslie's to come out in the spring. They will be installing all the new posts. They'll be striping and then putting on the coating with the paint that goes on the courts. So that's all included in this bid. And then I just need to sign this and send it in to get on their list. So
The money for this is coming from the Reed grant.
we have $35,000 from Reed. So no, it's not all going to be covered by
Okay,
Reed.
but the majority of it will.
Yeah, a little over half.
Okay.
Course, we had
Yeah,
some in our
without that
budget.
grant, we couldn't have.
No.
We had like, what, 40,000 in our budget? Or
Jessica had set aside 30.
30.
So we're in good shape.
Okay.
Good.
Without Reed, we wouldn't be, but we're.
We would not
No.
be. We would be, we'd be over 30,000 in the hole still. So
Okay.
So the Hoskins paving, you said was 30,
32, and then I believe
there's 3 and this is 11,409.
this adds up to 31,420. Or no, I'm sorry. This adds up, yeah, 31,420. We have the 35 from Reed, which leaves us with $28,420 that the park will be. And I've looked at different line items, and I might be pulling things from different areas than Jess was, but we're in good shape.
Okay.
So,
But the Leslie coatings won't take place until next year, so
right.
Do you have
Did we-
keep, sorry.
do we put any additional amount into the budget this year for the tennis courts for next
No, I
year?
did not.
Okay. Well, we're still good on it though. 'cause we
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have
I-
1,000.
Yeah.
Are they gonna be able to have people on them after they pave it until the coating people come?
I guess you could. There won't be any nets or anything
Okay.
there. It'll
So
just
the-
be like a big paved area.
Okay, so
We may lock it up just because
But they play
I
in the
really don't
gym.
want people out there skateboarding or something.
Right, that was my
but,
concern. So,
You know, if you're,
The pickleball be in the gym, won't they?
Yeah.
Once it starts
yeah, they
weather
go in the
changes.
gym.
And this is getting off seat, it's end of September, so, yeah, that should work.
And what about the mural?
The pickleball mural. Do you want to talk about that now?
It's really about all of it, so.
It kind of all goes together. Item B under new business, when I sent the proposal to Reed for the 35,000, part of that application was proposing how you would recognize their gift, and I had suggested that we could name them the Reed Health Fitness Courts. I did not attach a time frame to that. So I don't know if that's something that we need to think about. I just met with the superintendent in Richmond, and she says she usually puts a limit of 5 years on naming something. So I'm open. I haven't discussed it with Reed at all, but since they do want to put their name on it, I thought it was something you guys should okay and
to me, that's a significant amount.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem allowing them to put their name on it. 5 years, I think that's the least we can do.
Yeah, we can go however long you guys will. And we don't have to decide tonight. It could be something we think about and you let me know.
Yeah, because we wouldn't even have it if.
No, we
Well,
wouldn't.
it's just it, so-
I mean, it would be waiting and,
Mm-hmm.
you know, scrambling it together over the next years, so.
Naming something for 5 years is pretty standard.
Mhm. With a significant donation.
Yeah, with a significant donation like this. It's not perpetual anymore, it's just.
Right, unfortunately, no. It's not.
So do you want Sharon to talk about the mural before we move to the motion, or
Do
No,
we
I was
need
just looking
separate
at-
ones for
that's fine.
each
No.
thing?
Let's go ahead and do a motion for the Leslie Coatings Incorporated's proposal.
I motion we accept it and move forward with it.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Okay, motion passed to accept the proposal from Leslie Coatings Incorporated, and that is for the, completing the posts and the nets and the fencing. No,
And
the fencing,
striping.
sorry.
The surfacing, the striping,
Surfacing.
the
Thank
posts
you.
and the nets. So everything will be brand new out there.
Thank you.
And they're also gonna measure it and make sure it all gets put in correctly, which was my biggest nightmare, was that a post was gonna get put in at the wrong height or something wasn't gonna get measured correctly, so.
Right, remind me, you said the X's on here are the.
Those are the lights.
I thought you said light. And so are those existing or those are all new?
Those are the existing lights.
Okay, pickleball mural.
So when I was out talking to the pickleball players last week, they had shown me this on their phone. This is just a mural that they'd like to put on the restroom there by the pickleball courts facing, I guess it'd be 30th Street. They said they're open to different colors or, you know, they just thought it might attract more
What do you
people.
think of a pickle?
Well, that's what it's supposed
do
to be.
pickleball. Right?
It'll be at their expense.
Yes. And I don't know who would paint it. But they just,
They have some artists that play pickleball.
oh,
Chris Greasy,
I'm
she's
sure.
very big into pickleball and she's a wonderful artist, so I think that.
Do we need to show that to the camera?
oh. There you go.
Did it, Justin?
Got it.
Thank you.
That's not unlike other signage for pickleball courts that have been other places.
Cute.
It's cute.
So which side of the bathroom is that? The west, the north,
It'd be north of
the
this
north
big-
north
side
side.
of the track?
For that, it's just a blank wall,
Yeah.
so.
Might as well.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept the, I'm sorry, the pickleball,
Mural.
what's the name of the group?
Pickleball.
I'm-
Players.
I'm sorry, I'll apologize to my father, I don't know.
Connorsville pickleball? Brenda's probably
The
smacking
pickleball
her head
people?
right now.
Brenda, I'm sorry.
Roberts Park pickleball players, that
There you
sounds
go.
good.
I'll make a motion to accept the mural for the Connersville pickleball players.
Thank
That's a
you.
mouthful.
That's hard to say.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say, motion passed.
Tongue twisters.
Did we do one for the retail?
Well, do you
Or
want
do
to
we
just
have to
wait?
do
Let's wait on that. If anybody comes
Okay.
up with a different name or anything, they,
I'll ask their marketing person too if that's their final, if that's what they would like.
okay.
So they seem to like it in the proposal, but they may have changed their mind.
It's their buck. Might as well do it.
Okay. Superintendent's report.
Well, I just came from the tourism meeting and we were given $3,500 to buy the equipment for movies in the park. So if you see somebody on the tourism board, be sure to say thank you very much. That will give me enough money to buy the portable screen as well as a new projector. So now all I have to do is get money for licenses each year until we're hopefully self-sustaining through concession sales or other donations. So that was exciting.
Is there any way we can align with someone else who already has the license to grandfather in?
I've checked and no.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
No.
I don't know if
Yeah,
there's anybody.
I've checked with the library. No, it's about being outside, the number of
Okay.
people who could see it. There's indoor, outdoor licenses.
Okay.
If you're gonna charge, if you're not gonna charge, there's all kinds of
Hoops.
hoops, yes.
Can the location be optional? Can we show it in this? Okay.
Yeah, as long as we have a generator to blow up the screen, we can blow it up. I'd like to take it to Offutt's, I'd like to take it to Frazee, I'd like to have a traveling movie. The stand that is in Roberts Park will come down because it's not needed anymore. So just kind of stands there and people say, why aren't you using that? So,
Well, and moving it, having the availability to move it would give people in different parts of town better access.
yep.
Right.
We
Because
know
they can walk.
transportation is an issue here, so.
Huge issue.
Sounds great. So we're looking
Very
at
excited
next summer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, we can go ahead and order it and then they reimburse us for the purchase.
Thank you, Rosenberg.
Yeah. Other than that, I think I gave you my city council report. Just tries to tell what's going on in all the parks. River's Edge, we finished the roads, we finished everything that we were asked to do out there. We would like to go through and bush hog the site one last time, as we have time to do that. But Alston's crew should be moving along shortly, so. The canoe launch issues we've addressed. We had a volunteer from Ohio Valley Gas, John White, came out and cut a bunch of brush back. I would like to look at landscaping tiles to get people from the end of the ramp through the mud out to the water. Bill Seegers from the DNR was down, I think it was Friday last week, when we met down at the canoe launch. He said that had been brought up last time he was in town as an idea to get people so they wouldn't get stuck in the mud. So that's definitely something I think we could do. He said other than that, he said the site looked really nice. Of course, he was out right after we cut it all back, and so that was good timing. He did mention to me that I think I had mentioned to City Council and the Board of Works that I've requested more stone from the DNR. Bill said that he wasn't in favor of that because no amount of stone will ever fix the hill where you drive down. He said he would put in for us to receive stone to redo the parking lot area, but he is not going to put in for us to get stone for the drive. He would put us on a list to possibly get it paved through the DNR, but my impression of that was don't count on it because it's he said it's just really a shot in the dark if you get something like that, and it wouldn't happen until next summer, I believe. So that was kind of disappointing, but I understand what he's saying, that you can put all the stone on it you want, but it's still going to rut out because it's just what it does. So I think that's something that we need to look at for next year, especially when River's Edge is open and we're having more people at that park. They have to be able to drive up and down the hill.
Just coincidentally, there is a private company that supplies stone and gravel who's right next door to the area. I shouldn't say that. But I'd be glad to talk to somebody about donating some of that.
Okay. That'd be great. Yeah, they did send us the 20 tons, and we did spread that on the hill, and
They being whom?
the DNR.
Oh, DNR.
Yeah.
I was talking a private company, but yeah.
Yeah, but we were able to do that. I've been able to get up and down it, and I drive a minivan.
It's just when it
Now
rains.
I do gun it when I.
No, but it's just when it rains.
But,
It's when
yeah.
it's rains, it's when it's soft,
Yeah,
it's not pretty. But it's the nature of that beast.
it is. We've inherited it to take care of, so we'll take care of it as best we can,
And the problem with it, even if we get it paved, unless we do a different kind of base, it's gonna, when it rains, the way it drains, it's gonna undercut that paving also. Unless it's done really very, very carefully, so. Things to look for in the future.
yeah,
In the meantime, we go in the mud.
yeah, for now. So unless you had other questions about anything that's going on, that's,
On Second Street Park, because Becky was talking to the fitness, the wellness committee last week about that. So after the Purdue class comes and takes a look and they draw up plans, will Becky be bringing those plans to us after that? to move
my
forward?
understanding is that when the Purdue class comes to town, I will be invited to that meeting, along with Sharon comes too for Discover Connorsville and Voices, and am I forgetting anybody? And Purdue Extension. Um,
Quite a number of people on that committee.
So, and that's supposed to happen in mid-October. So I'm hoping that they're gonna come with, are they coming with designs? Is that what you understand? Or are they coming just to talk about?
To listen, that's the.
Yeah, just to
the
get more
Well,
input.
the instructor or professor, whenever he did that thing, he took all of our ideas and desires and everything, and he went down and took lots and lots of pictures and everything. So they should have things to already be
Right,
working
to
on.
show,
Yeah.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
Should have a proposal.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they were looking for it to be, I think, done by the end of the year or something like that.
Yeah, because I think next year would start the fundraising phase. It was going to be a final design would be decided on by the end of the year, and then 2020 would be a fundraising phase. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see what they come up with.
They're gonna give us other ideas for downtown and stuff too, so
And that
that's a
could
good
that,
thing.
I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people still ask us, why aren't you doing anything at Second Street Park? And that's the reason we're not, is because we know this project is coming. So like when we went out and we painted equipment at at Offits, and we painted things at Industrial, we did not include Second Street because of that. It's not because we're ignoring it, we just know that other things are coming.
And speaking of Crazy Park, I was just gonna ask, so we're still waiting on another grant?
Yes. I'd applied and they met the first week of August. Well, I had applied right before I started this position. The committee met in June, and this is the proposal to build a shelter over that cement pad at Frazee Park. My proposal was tabled until August. Then for some reason, it was either not presented or it was tabled again until November. So I'm gonna wait it out again, because why not? See if we get it, and hopefully we do, and then we can move forward and update things at Frazee Park, and maybe, because it's such a small park, you know, a shelter and some new equipment and picnic tables and maybe some tire swings and cleaning up those trees. I mean, it's all relatively simple things. But yes, we're still waiting. I wish we weren't. I wish I had a yes on that one. But I'm hoping for a yes.
So Benny's is installing the chlorinator at Cleo Fountain. Oh, already did that, 9/11.
Well, they were supposed to, and then there was a part missing, and I need to call him back tomorrow and see if he's been able to get it installed.
Okay.
But that should allow us to keep the water, keep the pH balanced in the water so we don't have this clogging issue. in
You don't have the
future.
gunk.
We don't have the gunk. I don't know if you've looked at the fountain recently, but I think it looks like 90% better.
Yeah, it's,
And the fish are all going about the same rate, and it just kind of splashes over the side. It's great. The guys did a really good job. I know they had to mess with that several times, but
But then you'll be shutting it down.
next month.
usually shuts down around the first of November.
I think in October.
Is it?
But yeah, I haven't been through a shutdown yet, so.
Right. It might depend on the weather too.
On this sports thing, the deadline saying September 27th for the girls' basketball. Just as an aside, has anyone from the Parks Department or that's running that had any conversations with the new Lady Spartan basketball coach? Because I think this would be a good thing to do. Because you can run independent programs, but if they're interconnected, it works better for everybody.
I did have a conversation with Dennis Ellis recently about he had an idea to have the coaches in when they do the draft, or at some point to meet with the volunteer coaches, if not just to talk about expectations and,
Well, I think this is where
skills and-
the new Lady Spartan coach could really come in, because part of the issue with the girls program for a long time has been there are very different expectations of the elementary leagues, and I understand them because I've been around them for 35 years, different expectations, but you also need to build a consistency of a skill set. And the argument has been made, and I would not disagree with it, that in the elementary leagues, it's been about one player being very, very good and not playing as a team. And that will come back to bite you very badly. So if you can instill those same kinds of things in the element, and it's difficult because the skill set simply is not there. And if you go in with the attitude that you're going to go win games, they're not going to learn a whole lot. And if we're going to build a good program from the women's program, which I think we, as a member of the school board, obviously it's a priority for us to bring the girls program to a better place, then we really need to make sure that our feeder system, however it exists, is pretty much on the same page. When you have volunteer coaches, there are issues, and there always have been, and there always will be. Jared can testify to that. But I think we have a brand new Lady Spartan coach. She's very interested. She has a middle school background. She had actually taught in a middle school, 6, 7, and 8. So I think she might be more aware of some of the issues that are involved with the little guys than some of the other ones that have only worked with the upper level kids. So I don't know if Dennis wants to get in touch with her, but I think it would be a win-win for everybody.
Oh, definitely.
To have more.
I think the more structure we can bring to Rec League, the better.
Just more cohesiveness, and there will be some kids that just want to play rec league and they have no desire to play beyond rec league, and that's fine. But let's work on the fundamentals, so if they do make that decision to go on further, that they're not starting at below ground zero as far as the skill set is concerned. Basketball's a pretty simple game: passing, dribbling. Watch Hoosiers, you can figure it all out. And a lot of times in the elementary leagues, again, you have one really good player, and it revolves around that, and you don't develop the team situation, which I think is absolutely imperative. So by the time they get to 7th grade, you have 6 stars who don't know how to pass the ball. They know how to score, but they don't necessarily know the team concept. So I would suggest that if Dennis hasn't already talked to her, that she get in touch with her, because she's very into it right now. She's very willing to look to see the programs that we have and to get involved. She's moved here to get involved and start building her program, and she recognizes full well that she needs to start with the recreational leagues. So,
Great.
yeah. Nice thing.
Any more discussion on the superintendent's report? Motion to accept, please.
I so move.
I'll second.
With a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. On to old business, work list.
think I got everything printed on there because it extended down, so I apologize for that. Biggest chunk of what we've done since the last meeting has been work on River's Edge. Getting those roads done. I meant to get that under your completed list, but I don't think I got the print area correct in Excel because it's not on there.
So it's under the park pool?
Oh, was that right?
No, I mean, it's not on there, that way it
Yeah.
should be.
Well,
That's what you
yeah,
mean.
it would be under completed things that we've done. We finished that. There's so many small things that we've worked on.
So that was completed in August.
And I can send you an updated one.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was mostly Steve's project. Pete and Randall have been putting a lot of time into Park Road Shelter. I don't know if you've noticed it, but Sharon
Oh,
has.
I do.
The chimney is down. It was literally just
Falling.
hanging, teetering. So the chimney is down. They have replaced every post in that shelter. They've reinforced the posts. They have fixed any boards that were rotting. Those have been replaced. They had to fix the roof where we took the chimney out. That's been fixed. Steve came in and did the masonry work where the stone, all that looks wonderful. It looks brand new in there. Right now we're waiting on the wood to dry out over the winter, and then they will paint it next year. And so that has been probably the largest project we've been working on
It's
too,
looking
between
good.
mowing and everything else that comes up at the park.
And we got the pool closed.
It's almost closed. Spear came out last week. Spear is the company that works on our pool. They told me not to drain the pool, so I did not. The guy came out to close it, and he said, I can't do everything I need to do because you have water in your pool. So he did, 70%. I followed him along for like 2 hours, and he showed me like the steps to take to shut the pool down so I would know. I learned a lot about the pool that day. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get everything shut off in the basement because there was water in the pool. We weren't able to get everything finalized at the filter out back because there was water that needed to be drained. So I contacted Spear because they were very quick to send us the invoice. And I said, I don't feel like we really got everything we paid for. So Peyton's going to come out Wednesday morning and drain the pool and show me how to drain it so I will know what to do. And then the guys from Spear are going to come back at no charge and finish what they were doing and show me what to do. So by our next meeting, the pool will be closed.
So it's in progress.
It's in progress. Yeah, the guy that was out, he thought he had the pool set to drain, and I went back 2 days later and it hadn't moved. So I thought, no, I don't think you did it right.
Captain Obvious, right?
But the next thing up on the list, the next big project will be we have two kind of bigger things coming up, is getting to work on the extension of the Bark Park. And then we also need to varnish all the carvings in the park. The bear in particular needs some attention. It's cracking like right down the middle. So those are kind of two larger projects that are coming up. And we have the new carving going in the Miller Garden, which is really
looking good.
amazing.
Those are so nice. They're unique.
Any more discussion on the work list? Okay, move along to miscellaneous business, if anybody has anything. Nothing?
Did we make a decision on the email that you sent out last week on
I'm gonna talk to Catherine
the,
after the meeting, and then at the next meeting, well, it'll be on the agenda again.
Okay.
So basically, we're just letting it sit for this meeting?
Yes.
Okay, good idea.
On miscellaneous business, another vet clinic thing,
yes.
yeah, is
we
that
have
up to,
it.
is that
It's
up
at
to?
Spark Park on the 5th.
October 5th?
Right now, we have everything we need, we're good to go.
Is that the shots and stuff?
Vaccine clinic,
Vaccine clinic?
Vaccine clinic,
Thanks, Scott.
thank you. What time is that?
what time did I put that down?
It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
That was it.
What else is going on in the park that day?
It's the cross country or no? Yeah.
That's
Oh,
that
yeah.
afternoon.
Afternoon.
At 5.
Yeah,
Nothing I know of going on in the morning.
yeah, we're doing that afternoon or something else. I'm not sure, I'm sorry.
I don't
I
have
was
anything
thinking something
on
else was
there.
going on.
Cross country, soccer, at soccer fields.
Volleyball tournament at the middle school.
I'm doing a 5K that morning,
Oh.
not here.
You should bring
Is
the
it,
kids.
is the chili challenge?
That's the 12th. That's the same day as Apple Dumpling Days.
Okay.
Oh, we will be at Apple Dumpling Days on the 12th if you guys want to come out and cheer for the park. I'll be there.
Across the street.
Just on the 12th? They start
Yeah.
on Friday before.
Yeah, we're going to be in the
I don't know.
parade, and then we're going to have a booth at the kitty corner.
Do you know what time the parade is?
It's
I'm
at
sorry,
noon.
I know all of this is online.
It's at noon, and then the kid corner is 1 to 6. So we'll have our concession trailer out there, and we'll have games, and Sammy the squirrel will be there. Sammy will be in the parade, walking with the kids. We're getting dabbing squirrel t-shirts. Pretty excited about that. Scott is making it.
You gotta be there, Scott.
You don't have to wear a shirt. But you
That's
gotta
good.
go.
Having a squirrel shirt.
Please wear a
Eric
shirt.
and I will have our shirts on.
Not that shirt.
Proudly.
I'll be at a band competition probably the entire day.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Very proud
Seems
of
like
that.
you're competing more.
Yeah.
No,
Is it more?
no.
They're just being
we-
advertised
No, we
more.
always compete every Saturday in September. And we usually have prelims on that first Saturday in October, but this year it's the second Saturday. So, but that's prelims, so if we place, and it's not so much that we're competing against the other bands for preliminary, so we're competing against our own score. We have to hit a certain number, and then we go on to finals on the 26th. So we're
Okay.
really crossing our fingers this year.
They did, for their first foray into the state fair band competition,
Yes.
they did fabulously well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they really did.
considering the amount of time that they had to put into it, and most of the bands do, you know, it was fantastic.
And they compete at the ISMA level, so it's tough.
Yeah.
Like it's a tougher competition than just invitationals. So
Well, you can,
It's nice,
you
yeah.
can invite certain bands to your invitations.
okay, claims including payroll. you want to report on that, or you want me to read?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you read it? Is it in front of you?
Yep. For August 2019, total
Oh, there it is.
income is $22,306.50. Expenditures $47,993.73. Kids Corner Halloween Parade, October 12th. Oh, so that's for the Apple Dumpling Days is what you mean on there, in Kids Corner?
Yeah, that's what Kids Corner is with.
What's been for the discovery that's gonna be on during fall break? How's that looking to go? Or do we know?
Well, have we had many others come in and sign up yet?
No, we just sent flyers out.
Yeah, the flyers went home in backpacks. They went home in Friday folders, which was good. I got it in my kids' Friday folder, just kind of like your end of the week folder. So that went out. And then we'll be putting it on Facebook. When we march in the parade, we have a banner that's promoting Fall Discovery as well that we're gonna carry. I had a mom ask me today, so it's kind of like Summer Discovery. You don't really know until the first day sometimes how many you're gonna get, especially with. So if you went to Summer Discovery and you paid the $10 registration fee, you don't have to pay it again to come to Fall. So that may be less people that do it early, you know what I mean? Because they
Exactly.
don't have to do the $10, so they may just show up on Monday and say, "We're here."
We're
So-
here, we were here all summer, we're here again.
Right, which is great. That's what it's for. So I hope we get a good turnout.
Well, the first time we did Summer Discovery, it went over much better than we thought, and certainly has grown every year since.
We had the highest attendance this summer than we've had in a couple of years. We're trying to get a trip together to go to the Orchard over fall break too, so.
Motion to accept claims including payroll.
Motion to accept claims and payroll.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion passed. On to item 7, public forum. Have anything, Jared, anything? Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same. Motion carried.